Be close. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going to go on a quest for truth together. Yes, we certainly are. Aren't we now? Yes, we are. And I'm going to share this out to my Facebook friends because they're wondering where we are. So, and we're going to talk about all the crazy stuff that went on the intranet today. Let's see if this is all working yet. Still. And there we go. Post that to the old Facebook. Now that it's sort of working, right? Kind of working. Maybe, maybe not. We just don't know. All righty, I'm glad that you're all here. And it looks like it's me, myself, and I. So I'm going to go out and share this also on my page. So I go to false information found on by independent fact checkers. Why don't I believe that? Independent fact checker story. Why don't I believe that? Why would I not believe that? You know, it's interesting. I was watching a lot of the, or some of the videos of lawmakers grilling the Facebook people, and it was very interesting. They were really uncovering lots of stuff, as they always do. We'll see if anything happens this time. Yeah, I don't know if that worked. We'll see. Yeah, that was strange. All right, well, I don't know what's happening there. Well, I hope that you're all having a good day today on this fine Monday evening, and welcome to the Truth Quest number 84 in the count of the full disclosure shows that we're doing here. So make sure you hit the like, the thumbs up. I'm going to do it. And that number 2 is my lucky number today. So anyway. Well, friends, we hope that you're all having a good time. It's kind of been raining around here. Kind of been raining. Kind of rainy. Yes. You know what? I'm also going to share this out to my friends over there on MeWe, because during the big outage today, went on the old MeWe. Haven't been on there in a while. So there we go. Now we're on MeWe. I think I got about 45 friends on there. Aaron Moriarity. So look me up if you're on MeWe. All right. And going to be joining some other things too, I think, soon. Hello, Catherine Weiss. How you doing today? Good to see you here. You know, Facebook is not quite up to where it needs to be because I keep trying to share the the show out to my page, and it just won't let me do that. So I'm going to go ahead and go right to my page and try posting it right on there. See if that'll work. So here we go. Yeah, it was really quite interesting. Facebook was down, and I actually got some housework done. How do you like that? I think a lot of people did. Yeah. It's like, wow, there's dust over there. I need to vacuum and everything else like that. Yeah. So here we are. Will it let me? Did it come through? Where are my posts? Nope. It didn't come through. So create a post. All right, here we go. Creating a post. And it's not letting me. Okay. Well, obviously they're not fixed yet, folks. They're not all the way back up. Hello, Jerry, Mud Rabbit. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you here. So nice to have friends. And you know what? I must have done something good, either in this life or one of my former lives. Something really good, because I have the coolest, best mods in the business. Mud Rabbit and Dark Brain, the best. So I think they're the best. You can't do any better than that. Fridays are a big date with a dustpan. Well, you know, I do a very thorough spring cleaning, and I do it very regularly. It's a thorough cleaning, believe me. I mean, edges, everything, right? I do it, it's my spring cleaning. I do it regularly, once every 11 years. Like clockwork. There you go. And there you have it. Another dad joke, right? Fridays are a big date with the dustpan. We got something happening with the old green screen back there. My force field on my spaceship is faltering. I could lose oxygen here. So yeah, I want to thank all my mods, because they're the best. They're super mod. They're not just mods, they're super mods. Yeah. They're like the Mod Squad. Remember the Mod Squad? They tried to make a hip TV show and call it the Mod Squad. Hey, let's try to make a hip TV show. Kind of was hip, but I mean, you could tell they were trying, right? Oh, there's another Aaron Moriarty on the radio. What? Another one of me? Ah, man, they promised me those clones were not going to be released. And now, really? Do they look like me too? I mean, don't I have enough competition? Come on now, clones? Two? I gotta compete against a clone? No, there's another Aaron Moriarty. No, I know there is a journalist. Now, this is a woman, so it's spelled differently. E-R-I-N, Aaron Moriarty. And she has been in the past for CBS. I'm not sure if she's still in that line of work, but I am aware of that. There is a woman named E-R-I-N, Aaron Moriarty, and she was a longstanding anchor person for or a reporter for CBS. Very good one. Yeah. There you go. But I'd like to know who this other imposter is. I mean, I shouldn't complain because I've been an Elvis impersonator. So who am I? Someone's impersonating me, or did they change their name? You know, someone around here changed their name, last name to Moriarty. I was like, wow, that's weird. But I guess everybody wants to be a Moriarty, I guess. And who could blame them, right? Right? Who could blame them? So I'm going to drop the, whoa. Yeah, I'm going to, where is it? Hello, there it is. All righty then. So let's do this number here. We'll copy this over here and paste it in over there. And we get that magical copy and paste going on. There you go. You want to call in, there's the number. Call right on in. And I think we might be getting a call from our friend Maxwell Smart a little later. So look forward to that. I'm on LinkedIn. Yes, I am. I hardly ever go on there. I mean, I am on there though. Yeah. I guess I'm on there, but I don't go on very often. So I'm sort of LinkedIn. How does that sound? I'm sort of LinkedIn. Yeah. Not on too many things. You know, there's only so many minutes of the day, right? And I don't know. I was really into LinkedIn for a while, and then it's like, well, yeah, it's that. So that's what that was. Well, let me see here. I'm going to check the participants. All right. For right now, it's just the three of us here, me, myself, and I. So I'm going to go ahead and leave a little chat message here to anybody who comes in to the chat. They'll see that little message. There you go. How do you like that? Oh, and guess what, folks? We got a new design, two new designs in the merch shop. So why don't I go ahead and, hey, Terry Hopper's in the house. Loyal to the foil. Hello there. Hello. How you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm really excited because we yesterday on last night's show, people really got a kick out of this artwork created from pictures from Jupiter. So I went ahead and put two of them up on my merch shop. And let me see, where is it? There it is. And there's, oh boy. Oh, there it is up here. Here it is. So there you go. Two new designs on the merch shop. And these images were each created from one picture from a close-up picture of Jupiter. And then I duplicate that picture, reverse it, half tone it out. And I get these beautiful mosaics, beautiful, symmetrical, gorgeous, beautiful designs. So, and you can see a myriad of different images, creatures, beings, spirits, whatever is, everyone sees something different. So there you go. They're absolutely beautiful. And now you can wear them around. First time ever. Space art. Right from Jupiter onto the front of your shirt there. And you can walk around and go, look at that. Jupiter, baby. That's Jupiter. How do you like that? Yes, Jupiter is amazing, amazing. It's an amazing planet. It's beautiful. It's also very deadly because it's very radioactive, but you know, we get these beautiful images from these probes and they're going around in this like elliptical orbit. It comes pretty close to Jupiter. And it takes these beautiful, beautiful shots. And you just gotta go on the NASA website and just look through these pictures. They're just gorgeous, unbelievable, unbelievable. Can you believe it? I can believe it. I will believe it. Yes. Yes, indeedy. All righty then. You know, this guy always kind of creeps me out, doesn't he? This guy really creeps me out. It's from the Giovanna Pata story. And yeah. He doesn't look like, he wants to play canasta or something. He's got some kind of thing on his mind there. And it's probably not a good thing. Doesn't look good. This guy doesn't look like a friendly kind of a guy. You like how he has this flesh-colored nostrils? Isn't that weird? Although he's very, I don't know, a combination maybe of reptilian, amphibian. I don't know. It's hard to say. So is he like a frog or a toad or a turtle? What is this? This is what the motion-sensitive camera caught when this creature came to their door. What do you think of that? Isn't that guy crazy? He's not about to eat a giant fly. That's right, Mud Rabbit. He sure does. Yeah, Jupiter is like a giant lava lamp, isn't it? Yeah, lots of faces, Kelly George. That's right. Yeah, all those gases. And when you're looking at the pictures, close-up pictures of Jupiter, the white is like frozen water vapor in the upper atmosphere. So there's actually water, but I think you'd be like, the gravity would crush you and then the radiation would cook you. Hello, Trisha. Trish. Yeah, you wouldn't want to run into that guy in the dark alley, would you? Well, he had a couple of compadres because they took these pictures over a period of time. And here's another creature this is over in Italy. So this is another one that showed up. And they got a picture of him. Look at that. Where might it be? Totally gone. All right. I think I can close this one. Yeah, it didn't help. All right. Anyway, getting back to this, I need to speed this forward ahead a little bit. Yeah, he looks alive too, doesn't he? Hi, Trish. Hi, Austin. Good to see you here. Yeah. Here's a guy who looks alive too, doesn't he? He looks like a real live alien. And he's another one that came to the door and the motion camera snapped that picture. Looks like a hybrid to me. Very large brain, larger than ours. I mean, assuming he's the same size. He does look very humanish. Actually, he looks a lot like the people that Jim Sparks talks about. And I'd love to show this picture to Jim Sparks and ask him if these are the people he saw on that spaceship in the middle of space that looked like a big apartment building, filled with these humans with a larger head, sparse hair, big eyes, and there was like 50,000 to 100,000 of them. Yeah, these were These were pictures taken by a motion sensor camera set up by Giovanna Pata's boyfriend or husband because she was being abducted and impregnated and then abducted again, and then she wasn't pregnant. Okay, so this stuff was happening. She was getting pictures of the craft leaving. She was getting pictures of the beings walking up towards their place there in Italy. And I'll show you that picture now. It's very interesting. It's kind of a montage picture. This is from the same case, the Giovanna Pata. Very interesting case. Hardly anyone knows about it in the States here. I want to get Paula Harris to talk about it. Get her on the show. See if she can know anything about that. Okay, no one's called in yet. Feel free to call in. But here it is. Now check this out. Will you now? So here is another being that they captured a picture of. I think that the picture is stretched a little bit. It should be compressed a little bit there. And I have other images of it where I have compressed it. But here is the being outside. It's got this coating on it that makes it glow. You can see it's casting a shadow. It's not just something superimposed. And here is one of the pictures of the craft leaving out her window after she had been abducted one of the times. So very interesting. Giovanna Pata in Italy. And I saw this years ago. And I took a couple of pictures, screenshots from the video. And I'm glad I did because I can't find that video anymore. So very little is on that I know of. Very few people have covered it, but it's always been a very interesting one because what she did was after she was abducted and impregnated again, before they came back again, she went ahead and had it aborted, and she has pictures of it, and it's got like 3 fingers and a thumb, and it doesn't look human. So yeah, that got lost, of course, like all the evidence does, because it was being looked at by a lab, and all of a sudden, oops, it's gone. But they have the pictures of it, and it's not very nice looking. But yeah, it's a very credible case, in my opinion. You know, there are so many cases. You know, I mean, it's really like quite impossible to cover every single UFO case because there are just so many. And then you could meet 20 people a day that all say, oh, I never told anyone this before, but I saw this UFO and here's what it did. And here's who else was with me. You know, because not only are there the cases that are fairly well documented or at least covered on a limited basis, there are all these other ones that are yet to be discovered, and that's out in my audience. I know you're out there. Everybody has had something happen to them. And I understand why people don't want to talk about it. Al Bielek talked about them changing the books. Yeah, so did William Tompkins. William Tompkins stated that there's not one textbook on Earth that was not manipulated and controlled by the reptilians. It's all a little bit of truth sprinkled with non-truth to keep us dumb. We don't have the modern physics that they teach in secret space program. We don't have the hypermathematics that they use, you know, to enter the cosmic web. They keep us in the dark, you know. We're using abacuses and they're using, you know, semiconducting supercomputers that can walk on water. or they think they can. Oh, you just got the shirt? I just got the t-shirt on the right. Oh, you did? Oh, wow. Let's bring those back up again. Let's go, oops. There we go. We still have those up. Oh, I think I might have taken them down. The one on the right, that would be the bluer one, right? Well, oh, here it is. Let's share that again. There it is. So you got this one, Mud Rabbit? How cool. That's so cool. Yeah, it's beautiful. And you know, it's made from a picture from Jupiter. I did pump the color up a little bit on that on both of them to make it a little more colorful. Other than that, it's all just natural beauty of the planet. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful planet. Such a beautiful planet. The blue one. Oh yeah. I want to get one of those too. Yeah, those are cool. And it just says it just says Truth Quest right here. So it's sort of non-invasive, and down here over here too, kind of like in a spot where it's kind of unobtrusive, but it's there, you know. So people know where it came from, right? There you go. And we even got a baby onesie with, I think, one of these, maybe both of them. You can get baby onesies with these on. Wouldn't that be cool? Yeah. Yeah, the blue one is, I love blue colors. You know, I love it when people do their, like, all of their Christmas lights and their tree lights all in blue. It's like so, like, serene. So serene. Hey, Dark Brain. Yeah, these are the new t-shirts I just put up today, or the new designs. They're made from images from Jupiter, like we were looking at yesterday. So thanks. Yeah, Mud Rabbit already ordered one. Thanks, Mud Rabbit. Oh, up by the logo, it's reverse, looks like a woman holding a child. Oh, yeah, you're right. It does. Like she's holding her belly or a child. Yeah. Wow. Almost like a master painting. These are, you can find so many images. And you know, I think, you know, I really think that a psychiatrist or a psychologist could use these type of sliding images that create all these other images. And even I even did this, folks. So the idea of a psychologist or a psychiatrist is to, you know, try to get to the subconscious of the person to figure them out, to have the person figure themselves out, right? Well, I did a little experiment a little while ago, where I took a piece of paper and I just scribbled. I tried not to think about anything, just scribbled. I took that scribble, okay, and I scanned that into the confuser. I put that image up into my art program, Inkscape, free program. I duplicated, reversed it, half-toned it, and I put them like this, and all these images came out. So if a patient did that, if a patient did a scribble, just a nondescript scribble, and then put it into the program and have him or her manipulate it, until they saw something that resonated with them. It's something from their own subconscious, you see? So I think it would be a great way to get at the core inner self, and what your everything is up with you. Hello, Jacob Waters. How you doing? Doing great. Doing great. My jaw's feeling just like the good old days, the pre-pain days. Kind of missing the pain, you know. Kind of like my friend, never left me. So there you go. Those are the new designs out. So we got a love bug design. We got 2 of those, and the logo. And of course, you got Skinny Bob. We always love Skinny Bob because, hello, Becky, or good night, Kelly George. Let's see. And you know, I also have, folks, I also have this, as you probably know, on some of the shirts that you can get, that you can order, the Invisimask. And I just love wearing my Invisimask shirt up to the big box store. I mean, it's kind of fun, you know? Kind of fun. It's kind of fun. And you know what I'm getting really tired of is when I go to the grocery store and I hear this indoctrination playing on an endless tape loop. Remember to socially distance. Man, it's like I'll have to get some of those like earplugs when I go shopping. So I'm not getting that. It's like, wow. It feels like what am I in kindergarten and I'm on recess listening to when to come in? It's like, what is this? So I'm not down with that. So you got the Invisimask, you can go anywhere. You're impervious to anything. It protects you, uses your own immune system, which is the strongest, it's lasted for millions of years, proven itself. And we've teleported it all right to your face. So you got it, it's free, use it, live like a free human, like life was meant to be, and show off your smile. And smile all the while. There you go. How do you like that? And there you have it. All right. We're going to check over here again. Well, thank you, Dark Brain, but I can't take credit for those designs. That's Mother Nature did those. I just manipulated them unto themselves to you know, to coax out some of the hidden images when you mirror it. I mean, I think, you know, when we do things like that, it might be a glimpse into another dimension. Hello, Ralph. Good to see you here. I hope you're in good health. I'm sure that you are. Yeah, we're all pulling for you. Yes, sirree. All righty then. Let's see what else we have for you here. La, 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 la. Oh, yeah. Because when you have the Invisimask on, you really, you're showing your support for full facial nudity. Unmask America. Yes, you've got the Invisimask. So now you can unmask because it's the thing to do. All the kids are doing it. It's all the rage, don't you know? And it looks like the Facebook outage today, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, and a few other things too were out. There was that whistleblower, Francis Haugen, on 60 Minutes. And they've been grilled up on Capitol Hill too for a week now. And it's, thank you, Dark Brain. Very creative technique. Yeah, I discovered it accidentally, like the best things that I've ever done. Total accident. Walked nearly a half a mile today. Wow. Yeah. My doctor told me to walk a mile a day. Well, it's been 7 days and I'm 7 miles from home now. Ba-dum-pa. Yeah. He never told me to turn around and come back. That's an old one. An oldie but moldy joke. Yes. Old joke. Yeah, old jokes are good. Sometimes, like wine, they get better with time, right? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe not. La 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 la. Here's that picture of Elvis in 1976, and a picture of the guy who claims that he is Elvis, Jesse Presley. Oh, this is a bit mapping here. And this is Elvis's grandson on this guy's lap. And so, I overlaid these, I tilted them to the same and I overlaid them, and it's him. This is Elvis, man. He's just got white hair. Yeah. The DNA checked out. He's got this weird collarbone here. It's very unusual collarbone. Also, he had a scar on his leg. It's not in this picture here, but it's in the original picture. Same area where Elvis has a scar in his leg, which you can see from one of his movies. So yeah, that's him. And this was when Elvis's grandson was like 3. Benjamin. He's no longer with us, sadly. The grandson. But Elvis might still be hanging around. We don't know. We'll see. I give this case, a 50% chance of being real. And so that's it. Dr. Hinton. Look up Dr. Hinton. Make up your own mind. But it's a possibility. Yeah. Dr. Hinton. Yep. Perfect health. That's good to hear. It looks like him. Yeah. I didn't think it was him, but when I did the overlay, it just gave me the chills. I got the chills. Like, whoa, it's him. And plus, Elvis never liked to wear shirts. He was always walking around shirtless at home. You can see old pictures of him. And whenever he was at home or feeling, comfortable, to just take off his shirt. So, and the DNA checked out. He gave a 8-page handwritten letter to Dr. Hinton. And he explained that he wanted his fans to know that he is still alive. He felt really bad that he had to fake his death, but he knew he would die if he kept being Elvis. With that lifestyle, he had to get back to just a normal life, and he wanted to live a normal life as his twin brother who never had a life, Jesse Presley, who died at birth. And Elvis always wondered, why did I live and my brother died? Why did I live? Why didn't he? And after he lived 42 years, he thought, well, because numerology told him that that's when Elvis had to end. And then he just faked his death and lived life as Jesse Presley, a normal guy who had a famous brother. And he explains in a letter that he is staying with the same families that he stayed with when he was touring in the 70s, because he was sick of hotels. And he would correspond with certain fans. You know, they'd send fan letters, and he'd always answer his own fan mail. There was stacks of it he never got to, but some people he corresponded with, he'd say, "Hey, I'm coming to your town to do a concert. Do you mind if I stay with you? I'm getting sick of hotel food, and I just need to be around families, and I would love it, but no photographs, and no one can know about it." Sure, Elvis, come on over. So it's like 7 or 8 different families that he's still hops around from family to family around the country, kind of traveling and staying with these different folks that helped him out in his later years, because he was sick of the hotel life. I can imagine, Bob Joyce. Are you talking about that Reverend, the guy with the white hair? That's not him. He's the wrong height. I know he sounds like him. He kind of looks a little bit like him, but if you do the overlay, it's not a match. So, but he does sound a lot like him. I will give him that. And it's interesting to think about, but he's the wrong height. So Elvis would have had to have bone removed from his legs or something. I don't think he would do that. I don't think he would go that far. Yeah, he's a preacher. He's really good too. Yeah, I think it's from the heart. That guy preaches from the heart. So I think he's a good guy, but I don't think he's Elvis. He knows he's being compared to Elvis, but I just don't think he's the wrong height. He's too short. So, although, wait a minute. So I think I told you about my height, right? On my driver's license, it says my height. When I was growing up, when I was a teen, growing, getting taller, I was keeping track of that. Like, wow, getting taller, getting taller, getting taller. And at some point, I reached a plateau. I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to get any taller. I keep checking. It's the same. 5'8 3/4, 5'8 3/4, 5'8 3/4. Come on. And then I just forgot about it for a while. And after a while, I thought, well, maybe I'll measure myself now. Measured myself. And it was like 5'11. And I went, whoa, 5'11. I was 5'8 3/4. Wait a minute. I can't be 5'11. I better double check. And I went, whoa, wait a minute. Whoa, time out. I think that's how we do it. I'm not going to recheck it. I'm going to go with 5'11. Sounds good to me. I mean, I just didn't double check because I was so sure of it. So that's what, so now, there you go. My license says 5'11. Although I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm 5'8 3/4. Maybe 5'9. I don't know. But I never checked it. I just kept with that because it's kind of funny. Okay? Kind of funny. We'll never know how tall I really am. Never. It might never be known. I feel like I'm getting taller just talking about it. I ought to tilt my camera up. I'm getting too tall here. I'm growing. How do you like that? Ladybugs X3 NYB. Hello there. That's a really cool name. That's a cool name, Ladybug. Don't you love ladybugs? They're so cool. Now there are the Asian beetles. They're like the ladybugs, but they have I think they're a little bit oranger. Can't remember, something like that. I'm gonna put this back down. Okay. Alrighty then. Ladybugs. You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of another t-shirt we got in the shop here. And I wonder if I have it up here. Here it is. So this is for ladybugs. These are the love bugs. Where are they? Are they even visible? La, 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 la. They're somewhere. Holy moly. Well, thank you, Mud Rabbit. So that's the love bugs. They live in they live in Valentine Valley, and they love giving the love bug hug because they have heart antennas, and when they get sad, their antennas they kind of droop down and their hearts get smaller. And when they're excited and happy, their hearts kind of get puffed up a little bit, and they're more buoyant, and they kind of bounce when they walk. Yeah. Yeah, a good mix of stuff here, right? Dark Brain. Yeah. There we go. We got something for everybody here, right? So you have a loved one, give them a love bug hug, okay? Because love bugs love you like good friends do. The rabbit hole sometimes. Yeah, that's right. We do need a break from the rabbit hole, Speaking of the rabbit hole, I don't know. Some of you might know Quinny Cuesta. Some of you might not know Quinny Cuesta. But this is Quinny Cuesta. Hi there. How are you doing today? And she's the white rabbit. So she goes down the rabbit hole, and she finds memes. That's right. Memes. Memes are going to change the world. That's right. So her and Queppy, they go down the rabbit hole and they find the memes. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun over there. So you have to scroll down pretty far on my videos to find the Queppy videos. And there's one video with Quinny Cuesta, the white rabbit. Haven't done another one yet. But I might if people want me to. I'll do another puppet meme show where they show us all kinds of really cool memes. Yeah. So there you go. And of course, Queppy is Peppy's, I think his brother. I think it's his brother or cousin, Queppy. But yeah, so there's Queppy. I wonder if I should break Queppy out. Should I break Queppy out? Hello, Edward Taylor. Oh, Howard Hughes not only faked his death, but helped Elvis fake his in Hinton's book. That's in Hinton's book? Really? Wow. That book is really hard to find. And I think I saw a copy for like $1,000 somewhere. A stuffed quail named Qwerty. Yeah, there you go. We'll get all the Q names all wrapped up. But But yeah, so maybe it is time for Queppy and Queenie Quest to make a big comeback because we need some lightheartedness. Hello, Cajun Jules. Hi there. Good to see you here. Good to see everybody. It's so nice to see everybody here. I love you guys. You guys rock. And I always get so excited when I'm going to do a show because I'm going to see all my friends here. So thank you for being here. You're all like my best friends. You know that? Oh, you got the book, Edward Taylor? Whoa, you should do like a video series just reading the book. That'd be cool. Wow. The Dr. Hinton book of Elvis. Wow. Yeah, because, Jesse allegedly confided into Dr. Hinton, was a psychiatrist, and said, hey, look, I was formerly Elvis, and I really just feel bad that my fans, every year they gather, they're all so sad, and I feel really bad about that. And he really wanted his fans to know that he was okay. He had to do that. He was upset that it hurt them so bad. He didn't think that it would be like that so much. He didn't think, I guess he didn't realize how much he was loved. It's what it comes down to. Um, are you talking about S.E. Hinton? Dr. Hinton, just do a Google search, Dr. Hinton Elvis or Elvis Jesse, because, and then you'll find, the local news channel did, story on that whole thing, and you'll see it. It's out there. Yeah, it's quite something. But yeah, he actually, Dr. Hinton had to go to court because in order to keep his license, he had to prove in a court of law that he was indeed uh, prescribing these drugs to Elvis Presley. And he did. He proved it in the court of law. And that proof is actually being used by other people who have claims against the estate. Now, Hinton doesn't have any claims against the estate. He was just trying to clear his name so he could continue to practice his trade, psychiatry, and he still is in good standing. Always has been. Dr. Donald Hinton, is that his name? Operation Shutdown? I can't remember his first name, but I'm just going by memory. But yeah, it's quite a, and I thought that story was fake when I first heard it. When I saw that picture, I thought it was fake because it didn't look like him to me. But when I found that picture of him from 1976 and then did the overlay, and I saw everything on his face completely line up, everything. And you know, as an artist, you understand that every face is like different, distances from nose to mouth and eye, and everything just lined up. And like I said, he had that weird collarbone that comes way down. It's very unusual. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's him. I give it a 50+% chance of being true. Definitely. At least 50% chance of being true. I mean, I don't know how you can say anything else, really. Oh, here's something, folks, too. I want to talk about this. This is a paper from Roswell, New Mexico. You might know it. Where did it go? I hope it's showing up. Oh, here it is. Oh, I have to bring it up. Okay. RAAF captures flying saucer on ranch in Roswell region. Okay. Now, this press release, there was a press release given to the paper by the Army Airfield, okay, the 509th, the RAAF. So the guy who wrote that, now he was questioned, because obviously when this went out on the wire, it gained worldwide prominence. And so obviously the question was to the gentleman who wrote the press release is, please explain what you know about this. And he just always said, that's all I know. I was asked to write it. I don't know anything. I was asked to write it. Well, after he died, he had made a confession because he had made a agreement with his commanding officer that he would take all the information to the grave with him, and he did. But in this kind of after death or before death confession, he stated that he was instructed to write it because there were 2 crashes and they wanted people to focus on the one in the Roswell region because the other one had bodies and it was a messier cleanup situation, and they wanted to keep people away from the other crash site because there were 2 vehicles apparently that crashed that night. And there is some confusion. Some people say it was a lightning bolt. Others say it was the new radar system that somehow interfered with their gravity wave propagation. So yeah, that came out. And he also said that he did see the crash wreckage and he did see bodies. So he's a very important witness. He unfortunately, through fear and through the military control, he was silent about it until after death. But the word finally did come out. Yes, it really was a real alien craft, actually 2. So even the case as it was known to early researchers, a lot of people didn't even know there was a second crash site. So they thought it was just 1, but no, it was 2 and possibly even 3. So there you go. That's the name of that tune. Have you guys heard that story? Very interesting. The account you read was about the radar. Yeah, I've heard that too. Oh, you want me to show that picture again, Dark Brain? Of, I wonder if I still have it up. Let me check. Of Elvis and Jesse. The alleged picture of Elvis and Jesse Presley. Well, I think I clicked it off to make room on my desktop here. Let me see here. Nope. Here's a picture of me and my dad. Oh, where did it go? Aha, there it is. That was from a long time ago at our old house. That was when my dad was still smoking ciggies. he quit that in 1980, 1988, I think. So when he stopped smoking, he almost passed away back then of Legionnaire's disease. But it's me and my dad in our old house, 3031 Highland Boulevard in Mound, Minnesota. That's where we used to live. A great little house built on top of an Indian burial mound. There you go. And, you know, my dad was a cool guy, and he built the mold for the super cubes. So if anyone got super cubes, let me know what you thought of those, how they bounced for you. All right. Because that's my dad's legacy lives on in the super cubes. He built the mold. So every time a kid plays with that, boom. Yeah. And kids love them, and dogs love them, cats love them. And why wouldn't they? They're the most basic toy. No electronics, nothing, just a whole lot of fun. The hair hasn't aged a day. Well, yeah, it has. It's a lot thinner now than it was back then, believe me. Believe me. Oh, Space Shot. I love Space Shot. You know, I like listening to Space Shot 76 because he's from Rhode Island, and I used to live in Rhode Island. I used to work at Hasbro as a designer in the play school department, but I did work on the Transformer line, and I created a girls' toy product line because I was always coming up with concepts. Was our house haunted? Yeah, it was haunted. Yeah, I think every house over there was haunted. Like, I know our neighbors who lived across the street and up the road a ways on Highland Boulevard. They the Reinhardts, they lived like you had to walk down the cliff, and it was a really steep stairway down by where the water was, and there was their house. And this was a very sacred lake for the Mohawk Indians. That's why we were the Mound Mohawks. But yeah, in the Reinhardt's basement living room, they were just sitting there, and all of a sudden this lamp just goes straight across the room, like straight across the room. It stops and then just drops. And everyone's like looking at it going, no one was moving. Nobody could have done that. And so you're like, yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird. Very strange. But yeah, two Indian boys discovered Lake Minnetonka in their canoe, and it became a holy land, like a holy land for the Indians. Yeah, holy land. So there you go. There's me and my dad, my old popsicle. Okay. All right, Ladybug. We love having you here. Thank you so much. And thank you everyone for coming along here. We're probably going to be getting a call pretty soon from our good friend, Maxwell Smart. Now, Austin, if you want to call in, you can go ahead and call in. He always has some very interesting things to say. He's a very well read on a lot of the science fiction books. And so it's very interesting because, you know, science fiction's been used over the years for various different things, including soft disclosure. You know, they have to, by contract, disclose some of this stuff to the public, and that's how they choose to do it through fiction, movies and shows and such. But yeah, here's kind of a creepy one too. I don't know if I've shown this one before, but what do you think about this one? This is the Dr. Reed. Dr. Reed. Where is it? Here it is. There it is. Look at that. Look at this face. Oops. Look at that guy. Look at the structure of the face. You know, when I first saw this, I thought it was just like a paper mache thing, you know, kind of a homemade looking paper mache fake thing. But the more I look at this, the more I study it, this thing looks real. This is not paper mache. And his eyes move when he's doing the video. It's like so creepy. And it makes this blood curdling sound. He's got a hole on the other side of his head with stuff coming out of it. So he's either dead or partially dead, but he was in this guy's freezer and he was making these horrid screeching sounds. I don't believe he still is in possession of the body. I think it was taken from him, probably by the people who control that stuff. Has anybody heard of the Dr. Reed story? He looks toasted. It doesn't look friendly. No. In fact, if you listen to Dr. Reed's story, he was at this, I don't know if it was a state park or just some kind of park he was at, on a hike with his dog. And his dog, yeah, it had been wrapped up and in his freezer for a while. That's why it looks like that, I think. But he was walking with his dog. His dog was not leashed or anything. He was on a hike. And his dog ran ahead and he was barking like crazy. And the guy ran up, Dr. Reed ran up, and he saw this being, this guy, pick up his dog by the mouth and ripped it in half, killed it. And so Dr. Reed freaked out and he grabbed a big branch and he smacked the guy over the head and he thought he killed it. But apparently it wasn't all the way dead. He said it only weighed like 30 pounds. It wasn't very heavy, but he had to carry it quite a long ways. And if you watch his video, it's really blood curdling to watch his video because he did it. This was like back in the 90s. This was a long time ago. And so he had one of those big video cameras, the very first ones. And the camera itself was freaking out, like some kind of magnetic interference was freaking it out. And there was a craft there, a triangle shaped, like a diamond, kind of a stylized diamond shaped craft floating 6 feet above the ground of the forest. And he was throwing up and he was just convulsing and he found it very difficult to stay around that area because of all these, something was making him throw up. And his camera was freaking out. I think, the electromagnetic waves were probably freaking him out. But a very strange story. And now it's strange enough, but it gets even stranger. Even stranger because he shows up on this talk show and he's got this armband, this metal armband that has like metal spikes inside, and he puts it on his arm like the spikes go through his skin, and he sits there kind of wincing in pain, and all of a sudden this big flash comes and he's gone. And then flash, 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 and the camera's doing this magnetic thing again, and he's back. So apparently you can do these things with this on, but it seemed to take a lot of something out of him. He was pretty exhausted from it. Bury it deep. Yeah. I think the authorities came and took it away from him after, his story came out. Yeah. I tend to think that this might be a real story. It's weird because I completely wrote it off at first when I first saw it. But the more I look at it, the more I examine like this does not look like a made thing. This looks like a recently alive being to me. It looks like a live being, some sort of a being. I can't even say what type. Maybe slightly reptilian, but maybe not. I don't know. But it's very, very interesting. Always been very interesting to me. Dr. Reed, look him up. Oh, we got a caller in. It looks like our friend Austin. Austin, is that you?
Hello. Yes, it's me.
Let's see.
Calling in, checking in.
Hello?
Hello, it's me. Can you hear me?
Caller.
Hello?
You're on the air.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
this is Austin.
Oh, were you talking before? Because
It's me.
Okay, good. Glad to see you again.
Yeah, good to see you. I just calling in. I made one comment about Elvis. There was there's a TV series. It's one of these documentary channels, and I can't remember the name of the show, but they show images of the Earth from space.
Okay.
And present various mysteries they find.
All right.
And they imaged a 4-engine jet aircraft that was that was at Roswell, New Mexico. The old Air Force base there has been turned into this kind of boneyard for old airliners, and this was an airliner that seemingly abandoned there. It was just sitting in place and has been for a very long period of time. And they were treating this show was treating it as some kind of mystery because it didn't have the colors of any known airline companies. So it was an unidentified aircraft on the ground at Roswell. So they sent their film crew out to this Roswell Air Center to see what it was. It was a Convair 990 jet that had been parked there for decades. And it was Elvis Presley's old aircraft.
Wow.
It was his Convair 990 jetliner that he flew around in.
Wow.
And the interior was still furnished for as if it still belonged to Elvis. It still had the plush upholstery and everything, all the decorations for when Elvis had used it.
So this appeared recently? This appeared recently?
Yeah, this was a TV show. It was they rerun this show pretty often, so it's I don't know the original date of the program. It could have been several years ago that the original was shown.
Okay.
But this was Roswell, New Mexico, was the final resting place for Elvis Presley's airliner.
Wow.
It seems there's some sort of dispute about its ownership or its provenance or whatever you call it when there's a probate problem. Mm-hmm. So the plane's just been sitting there.
Okay.
This air center near Roswell is kind of it's a place where airliners get mothballed.
Okay.
When they still might be too valuable to scrap, but they're not economically viable to use as airliners, so they go there for a while until a decision is made whether to send it to the scrap yard or try to or resell it to some cargo hauler. And that's the fate of Elvis Presley's airliner.
Well, I know the Lisa Marie is at Graceland, and he did. And shortly before he died, he was in the process of either buying or selling an airplane, and the deal ended up going sour because it involved the mob. And so what happened was Elvis was set to testify against the mob in this airplane deal gone awry. It might be that airplane in question. I'm not sure.
They didn't say that on this TV show, and that actually makes a better explanation than what they were saying on the TV show.
Because
I mean, it would explain why it would be sitting in place for so long with nothing happening to it.
the day of Elvis's funeral was the day he was supposed to be testifying in court against the mob. So, and he was offered protection and he denied it. He said, I have the Memphis Mafia. They've taken care of me since the 50s. No problem. But, you know, did he fake death? Maybe.
Makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Makes you wonder if that was a factor in his death. Or it was really natural causes.
Or his faked death.
Yeah, well, that would be an incentive to fake your death. Yeah, that'd be an incentive to seek some kind of quick escape. And I imagine he had the financial means that a fake death and a fake ID for a new identity is plausible sounding. But
yeah. Well, he gave, this guy gave a DNA sample that checked out. He gave a 8-page handwritten letter, handwriting checked out. He gave him like several rings and jewelry and stories behind these jewels that only Elvis and a few other people would know. And that photograph, the one photograph of him with Elvis's grandson on his knee. I mean, it would be hard to get Elvis's grandson for a photo op. I mean, he was pretty well, helicopter mommed, they didn't let just anybody hold on to that kid, he was pretty treasured. So, yeah. I give it a 50% plus chance of being real, of him actually faking his death, because on his death certificate, he signed it. It's his signature's on it. But yeah, pretty funny if it's true. But yeah, and his body was sweating, and a dead body doesn't sweat, but a wax body in the sun would be sweating. So was it a wax dummy?
Of course, in Moscow, in the tomb of Lenin, the Lenin image is very waxy looking too.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Yeah, of course they've spent about almost 100 years pumping that full of formaldehyde and all kinds of preservatives. So,
wow. Yeah, why don't they bury people? They should fill the coffin with peat bog stuff, because that seems to preserve bodies pretty darn well. Peat bogs, right?
Yeah, the peat bog man. That was kind of like Otzi the Iceman.
Yeah.
Actually, the peat bog man was better preserved. You could recognize his face. It wasn't quite as gross looking.
A lot of people.
They thought that was some kind of weird human sacrifice ritual that the Celts or the Germans would do.
Well, they did. They did find some, people with, the correct adornments for sacrifice too. They found girls and women in there and kids and everything in those peat bogs. But yeah, like you said, so well preserved. So, if I ever do die, which, I do plan to live forever, and so far my plan's working perfectly. But if something happens, a fluke happens, that I want my coffin to be filled with peat bog stuff. Hey, yeah. I'll get a nice tan. I'll finally have a good tan, right? Because they come out kind of all dark, right? There you go. Something to look forward to.
Well, of course, in the Big Bang Theory TV show, Sheldon Cooper wanted to have his consciousness downloaded into a computer so that it could then be uploaded to an orbiting Death Star. That's his ambition.
Okay. Do you remember the Heaven's Gate people? They were gonna catch a ride on the comet. Remember that?
Yeah, that was. There's just one weird little detail that stuck in my mind, and it's absolutely meaningless. It's just the way these things prey on me.
Yeah.
The Heaven's Gate cult had a rule: every member had to have a certain amount of change in their pockets, and the idea was that it would be enough money that you could that you could go to a payphone and dial the cult leader wherever you were in the world. You had to have enough change in your pocket. It couldn't be paper money. It had to be loose change, and it was a specific amount of coinage, specific number of quarters and nickels and things. And somebody went over that in, I think it was Art Bell's radio show. Somehow, and I don't remember what that amount of money was. Okay. That question's in my mind, stuck there. Utterly meaningless, stupid question, but there it is.
All right.
What was the amount of change you're supposed to have in your pocket? Because every one of those cult members had that money in their pocket when they were found dead.
Yeah.
And what were they planning to do with that money after they die? I mean, well, okay, so they're going up to the comet to live. I mean, do they have pay phones on the comet so they can phone home?
I think they have toll bridges out in space, but guess who called? Our good friend, Maxwell Smart.
Hello.
Hello, Max. How are you doing today? How are you doing today? We're talking to Austin here. He was telling about how the Heaven's Gate people had to have a certain amount of change in their pocket so they could call the cult leader wherever they were. And they had to be like, so many dimes, so many nickels. But probably like $4.68 worth or something like that, right? I don't know.
It was some highly specific amount, and I've totally forgotten the detail, which is not worth remembering.
Well, I remember after that happened, that tragedy happened, and they found those guys, all dead in their black Nikes. And then on Saturday Night Live that following weekend, they showed, of course, they had people dressed up like those people. And it said, hey, we've got contact with the Heaven's Gate people. How's it going? Well, we made it onto the comet, on the comet. And he said, everything's just like how we said, only now I kind of wish I wouldn't have castrated myself. I guess that wasn't needed. It's very funny.
Yeah, that is the. Well, that's you couldn't put stuff like that in a fiction novel.
Yeah, I had a feud out here with a woman through the local paper because I had a UFO show here on cable access. It only aired like 3 or 4 times. They took it off the air. And this woman, Carol something, we were talking back and forth in the editorial part of the what's it called? Door County Advocate. And she said, you're just like that Heaven's Gate cult. You're gonna, stirring up all kinds of trouble, just like Heaven's Gate. And I said, it's a tragedy what happened with Heaven's Gate, the total tragedy that happened. But no one on the UFO show, myself or anyone on the UFO show, would ever be caught dead in black Nikes. Sorry. So that was my response to her. We went back and forth. It was quite something. Yeah, they removed my show, and they had no right to do that. Yeah.
Did you tell Austin his name came up yesterday?
Oh yeah, your name came up yesterday, Austin. Well, the name Austin. I mean, your name and millions of other people named Austin's name came up in
Oh,
gematria.
sure. You're sure it's not Austin, Texas?
It could be just the name Austin. Just the name Austin.
I had a few more gematria. We could always look that one up quickly.
Hold on a second. I gotta find the one where he's in it.
I think it was it set? I don't know if it was 1730. That was the first one we looked up.
Hold on a second here. That's not it. That's from yesterday. It's not on my deal anymore. Okay. I don't know where it went. Let me try and find it.
Well, that was 1730 is the first thing we did.
Yeah. It's that the problem is these little thumbnails are so small. I can't see them very well at all. So I don't know. Yeah. All my files. Okay, it'll be around here. Okay, I think this is it. Let me see. Yeah. Okay. Now I got it. Now I can put it up there. All right, here's where your name showed up. Your name and millions of other people who are named, and cities, as you said. So 1730 in gematria, the Jewish gematria results are 12, the creator of the universe, stellar gateway, check your bank account, baby girl, and Austin not taken seriously. How do you like that? Isn't that
well,
fun?
that's that fits the bill. Yeah, that pretty much that describes my life to a T.
Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not, but Maxwell was laughing about that yesterday. He thought I was pulling his leg. He thought I was pulling his leg. So I had to post this to prove that it wasn't me saying that. It's printed there.
Well, then it happened the second time.
Yeah.
What was it? 1108? Was that it? It showed up again.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find that one. I'm not seeing that one. For some reason, I'm not seeing it. Anyway, so it's lucky I found that one anyway. So
okay, 1108. Well, I got
well, the clincher would be if my name turned up like that way in the Bible code too. That would do it. That's the form of gematria where they take Bible text and look for coded contemporary events and names.
Mm-hmm. So what do you got there, Max? I'm on.
Okay, the first one is the two words I am.
That's not going to get as much. Let's see. Equals in Jewish gematria equals 40. English gematria equals 138. Simple gematria, it's 23. So yeah, you're not getting much here, dude. When you have only a couple of letters or numbers, you don't get very much. So the first one is the letter N, capital N.
N, okay.
And then life. And then Maya. And then I'm, I-A-M. And Cali.
Well, now in the King James Bible, I am is the name God gives himself, talking to Moses.
Yeah.
Well,
there's a lot of things here. Leaf.
Next one, how about 149?
Hold on a second. Gallic.
Obviously, if you see something that says Austin, let me know.
Yeah, I don't see Austin on this one. So what's the next one?
149.
Okay. All right. We get, let's see, Jewish gematria, Angel Michael, Laminin, a real gem, Defender, Pleiadian, Ingrid, Gabrielle, Sinai, Rio. No, that's Rip. Sorry, Rip. Leslie, Coleman, Dent, Cheyenne. Yeah, it's a bunch of scan barking. Hanks. Uh-oh. Kraken. Yeah.
As in release the Kraken?
Could be.
Kraken.
Black.
It was Kraken. Kraken or something.
Pardon?
How do you spell Kraken?
Kraken. Let me see if I can find it. Right here. Kracken.
Oh. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there's a lot out there, but it doesn't look like anything pertinent.
Okay. The next one is Maxwell Smart.
Oh.
That's Agent 86.
Maxwell Smart. We'll find out.
I remember Barbara Feldman saying one of those shows, "You're worth 243s, 86."
Yeah. Maxwell Smart. Okay, in gematria, it's 1,577. In English gematria, it's 966. And in simple gematria, it's 161. So in Jewish gematria, patriots transition to greatness. How do you like that? That's the first one. Patriots transition to greatness. Yves Rausch. Yves Rausch. Dictated by authority. The serpents hiding behind Christianity. The holy sea means the all-seeing eye.
Yikes.
A divine frequency. Reese Witherspoon. Jesus is the serpent. Jupiter and Sirius. Yeah, there's so many different contradicting things in this gematria. You don't know what to think of it. Death by government. That doesn't sound good. Sounds like something that's going on right now. Chess has 6 types of pieces. Brian Sweeney, who's that? Father of Aurora Dew. Peter Welby.
Father of the what?
Father of Aurora Dew. Joyous Song. Donald John Christ Trump.
Donald John Christ Trump.
Donald John Christ Trump.
Wow.
Buckles are for women. Wow, there's some interesting ones here. I'm not going to say them all. I don't think I can say them all. Venus, okay. Venus is the sun. S-U-N. Interesting.
Okay, let's see. I had one more, and that is defeat of the deep state.
Wait, you might like this one. Your physical life is long. That's for Maxwell Smart. Okay, so what's the new one? What's the new one?
The last one is defeat of the deep state. D-E-F-E-A-T. Defeat of the deep state.
And we get in Jewish gematria, it's 547. In English gematria, it's 942. Hey, Corbin. Hey, Abby. Brooklyn Way. Haven't seen the chat in a while here. So in English gematria, it's 942 and 157 in simple gematria. So the first one here is God year 76.
God year 76.
And then I, Ray, am a D-E-C-I-D, like a December ID. Third one, God year.
God year.
Akashic records. I'm not reading all of these. God's chosen people. Eye of Ra. Barack Obama is a Nepiophile. N-E-P-I-O-P-H-I-L-E. I don't even know what that is.
Never heard that one.
I think it's Nephilim. Like Nephilim?
No. Nepiophile. N-E-P-I-O-P-H-I-L-E. I don't know what that is. I suppose I could look it up. Mitsubishi. I'm just seeing if anything pops out. Christ reborn. Tribes of Israel become stronger. Shoulders. Let me finish the book. Let me finish the book. I think some of these are put in, you know, because you can put. I think you can put things in here, and right. I think that's partly how they communicate with each other. Oh, there's something new on this number. Oh, that must be what dude wants. You know, they got some kind of crazy way of doing that. Who knows how they do it? Prime Minister.
Sounds like
a lot of them.
Sounds like the dog is raising some heck in the background.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to let those dogs in pretty soon. In English and simple gematria, listen to this. First one, God the Father, US, 600, 750.
600, 760.
750. And then the next one says, God lives in USA, 600, 750. Are those coordinates? 600, 750.
So 6750.
600.
Well, I'm thinking
one number.
I'm thinking of that Twilight Zone episode about the old man in the cave.
600 is one number, 600, and then a separate number after that is 750. So it's two separate numbers. So that could be longitude, latitude. I don't know how they do that.
That's a lot.
Wait.
God lives in the USA.
The third one is The Simpsons. Fourth one, New Year. Happy New Year. Hey, Happy New Year. The next one is United States, the Vatican Sun. God December, God, 7th. RH negative blood. I can relate to that. Durham report. Durham report. Interesting. I'm not going to say that one. I'm not going to say that one. I'm not going to say that one. God bless the USA. 4 horsemen. March 19th. March 19th. The unhideable mark. The unhideable mark. Spirit of Enoch. Yeshua, Messiah. Luminous name. The Tower of Babel. The eyes of the Lord. Wow, there's a lot of them here. Spirit of Elijah. 217. I remember who I am. Love is eternal. What does it mean? I don't.
I remember who I am.
I remember who I am. Yeah.
Well, most of these are things you really can't understand until after the crisis has come and gone. I mean, it's stuff you'd recognize in hindsight only.
Here's one that's interesting.
I remember who I am. Yeah.
Here's one. I'm gonna have to spell one of the words out. God, Kills, Barack Obama.
Oh.
That's interesting. Another one says June 20.
June 20, huh?
And the second to the last one's Divine Unicorn. Sounds like some kind of new gender.
Divine Unicorn.
Yeah. Divine Unicorn.
Huh.
Don't know what it means.
Don't
know what it means.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh, I was on the conspiracy couch today. I called in the conspiracy couch. I got to talk to those gals there. That was nice.
What was the subject tonight?
I don't know.
Yesterday.
I tuned in right at the end, so I don't know. But I got on. I was the last person to call in, so it was fun. So there you go.
Huh.
And there you have it.
Wow. Well, thank you. That's cool. Does people enjoy gematria or not? I might ask them to put a 1 if they like gematria. If not, I won't keep breaking this stuff up.
Yeah, in the chat, if you like hearing about gematria, give us a 1. If you don't quite care about gematria, give us a 2. Because we don't really know what we're doing with gematria anyway, but it's kind of fun to look at.
In my mind, I always put it in the same category as astrology. I never took it seriously.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what it was until I heard somebody on one of these shows talk about it. It's like, what is that?
I know, me too. But it is very interesting. You have to admit.
But like you say, some of those could be people putting entries in that.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you getting? 1s or 2s or?
Let's see. 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4 2s. So even Steven.
Split.
And Mud Rabbit says, I see numbers in everything, so it fascinates me. Yeah, numbers are pretty fascinating.
Okay, well, we'll keep it short if we do these things so that we can please both sides.
Brooklyn Way makes a good observation. I think it's the equivalent of looking at clouds, LOL. Yeah. Good analogy. Yeah.
So what have we been discussing tonight?
Oh, we've been all over the place, talking about lots of different things, haven't we? I got some new designs on my shirts today, from those pictures from Jupiter that we were talking about yesterday.
Uh-huh. Cool.
Those symmetrical images. There are several different types of numerology. Yes, there are, Cajun Jules. There sure are. And I heard that, I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know enough about mathematics, but I heard base 6 mathematics, pi does not go on forever. It's just a shorter number in base 6. So we might be using the wrong numerical system.
Well, one of the whistleblowers, I forgot the woman's name. I think it's Penny Bradley, was saying that the reptoids or the Nazis, space Nazis, or somebody like that, whoever it was that was employing her as a warrior, they use base 60 arithmetic, and it's supposed to be for that reason that you don't get the repeating decimals.
Oh yeah.
But I can't verify that. I've never heard that before. But the woman's name was Penny Bradley, and she's been interviewed on a number of web type shows. I've never seen her on television, but on the web. She was supposed to have been like Corey Good, 20 and back kind of person.
20 and back, yeah.
Her story is very similar to Corey Good's, except a lot more violent.
Who was
supposed to have been some kind of female warrior.
Oh, female warrior.
Penny Bradley, I believe, is her name. I read about her. Well, she was profiled in Lynn Caston's book Dark Fleet.
Yeah.
And I had one other similar book, the name of which I can't recall right now.
Okay.
But Lynn Caston's book definitely has a section on Penny Bradley.
Interesting. Penny Bradley. I'll have to look her up for sure.
Well, supposedly the Anunnaki, because they had 12 total fingers, their number system was based on 12.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of like the British system that got replaced by the metric system.
Mm-hmm.
12 inches to a foot, and there's different examples. 3 feet is 36 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And all there was other things that had 12 in it. So.
Okay.
Where with our 10 fingers, it lends itself to,
right, base
the metric
10.
system.
Yeah. I don't know. I kind of like it, the English version where they changed the measuring system every time they got a new king, and they measured his foot, and that was the new foot. Didn't they used to do that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I'd heard that the inch was defined as 3 barley corns.
Oh, really? 3 barley corns?
That's supposedly you had a basic unit that was like a third of an inch. That was a barley corn.
Okay.
But that was Anglo-Saxon English, and it would not surprise me a bit to learn that the Normans, when they conquered England, imposed something completely different.
Yeah. The conquerors, they make all their new rules,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conquerors are the Plantagenets later on.
Mm-hmm.
Green Children book had quite a bit about Plantagenets.
I saw pictures of someone's hands that proved to me that they had 6 fingers on both hands.
Wow.
Except the one I saw, the guy who had it was so upset that he wasn't normal that he tried to chop off one of his fingers with a hatchet.
Yeah, I think you told this story before. Yeah, it's pretty nasty. Ugh.
And he was tortured. He had red hair. He was a bigger guy. He just felt as if looked at himself as complete misfit with his fingers, whatever. Apparently, otherwise, he was a likable guy. He seemed kind, and he just kind of a tortured soul. You know.
It's sad. It's really sad.
Yeah. So.
Treat everyone good, people. Don't be mean to people. Try not to be mean to people, because if we're all one, then we're treating that person, we're treating ourselves bad if we're treating someone else bad. Right?
Yeah, we've got to forgive ourselves and forgive others.
There you go.
Especially this time.
And that was Skinny Bob that was just up on the screen. Good old Skinny Bob. Always nice to look at a real alien.
Every time you say Skinny Bob, I think of that guy in Family Guy. It's a Family Guy? Not a Family Guy. That's Roger, I guess. Roger the alien.
Roger who?
American Dad.
Oh. American Dad has Roger the alien guy, who's sort of.
Every time you say Skinny Bob, I think of him.
Voice that reminds me of Paul Lynde.
Oh, okay. I've never seen that show. I stopped watching television many, many years ago, so I have no idea what any of these things are. And I'm actually kind of glad about it.
Yeah. But you did miss some fun things.
Well, there you go. I was doing other things. I'd rather create something than watch something. It's just me. But.
I find it increasingly difficult to find anything on television that's worth the time.
Yeah, that's where I was. You know, back in the 90s when I still had cable, I remember I had like 50 channels at the time, and I was clicking through the channels, and there was literally nothing on. I mean, it was all crap. And then I clicked onto the cable access channel, and there was a show I'd never seen before. It was two teenage kids beating the crap out of each other in their backyard, and there's an announcer announcing it like it's a wrestling match, and it was so hilarious. I was laughing my head off. And being involved in cable access in the area here, I ran into the guy who, it was his brainchild. He's the guy that started it. And I said to him, I said, wow, I really liked your show. I flicked through all the channels, and your show was the only good thing on. And it was so funny. I got to just congratulate you. It's such a great, funny show. He looks at me with a deadpan face. He goes, it's not supposed to be funny. Oh my God. This was actually a serious thing. He was these two skinny teenage kids beating the crap out of each other in their backyard. And they're acting like they're professional. It's so funny. But he didn't apparently mean it to be funny, but gosh, to me, it was just so funny. Yeah, Paul Lynde. Edward Taylor says, love Paul Lynde. You know, I think Paul Lynde was, I think the introduction of the gay accent was Paul Lynde's job, you know. And wasn't he the voice for Snagglepuss? Exit, stage left. Wasn't that him? Another gay cartoon character. But yeah, Hollywood Squares, yeah. Yeah, Paul Lynde was a comedian. A little on the lighter side, I'd say. That's what I would say. Yeah. So some people might be wondering who's talking on the phone here, and the person who's on Zoom, that's Austin. The person who's talking on via my phone is Maxwell Smart. That's his name, Maxwell Smart. So someone in the chat was wondering, I think. So yes, Snagglepuss. Yeah, Snagglepuss. Exit, stage left. It's so funny that a cartoon character would say things that an actor would say, stage left. It's so funny. I think it's hilarious. Now, some aliens, according to Bernie Mendez, they've never heard of fiction before. So I wonder what they think of cartoons. They probably think, oh, there's a race of two-dimensional beings on this planet. We see them every once in a while in their airwaves. What must they think of cartoons, right? I don't know.
They would find that awfully confusing.
It was confusing.
That missing dimension would, I mean, if they have to take everything literally, how do you, so how do you take Yogi Bear literally? Or
Right. Yeah, because I remember having that question myself at age 3, asking my mom, Mom, what is Popeye? Is he a puppet, or what is he? She said, oh, those are drawings, Aaron. I said, really? And I got some paper and some crayons. I started drawing, but my drawings weren't moving, and I was very upset. But I still got that drawing. It's my first drawing of Popeye.
Didn't you learn how to draw it at the edge of the book and then flip the pages?
Oh yeah, you can do that. Yeah, I didn't know that at age 3 though. At age 3, I was freaking out that a drawing could move, and I wanted to make my drawing move, and it didn't work. So I remember being very dismayed by that.
I think I got in trouble.
I remember reading that the creator of Popeye deliberately tried to see how many rules of how to draw the human form and human anatomy that he could violate.
Well, did
still have recognizable characters.
Did you ever see the picture of the real guy that it was based off of, Popeye? It looks a lot like him, actually, quite a bit like him. So, Austin, you should look that up. You'd be surprised. I was surprised, but yeah, there was a real guy, and he had no teeth, so his face was all kind of crunched up like that, and he did look a lot like the cartoon. Believe it or not, as like you said, as unrealistic as he was.
Well, who's the guy that played him on the movie? He did a good job.
Robin Williams. Robin Williams should have gotten an award for that.
Yeah, it was really good.
Hey, Cube Trendsetter, out in the audience there. Glad to see you here. Yeah. In fact,
anyone ever hear what the real reason Robin Williams, killed himself?
I don't think he did kill himself. I think it was a red scarf, wasn't it?
I don't know. I wonder if it's because he knew something about what goes on in Hollywood there, and he couldn't handle it. I don't know. I just wondered if somebody ever heard anything different than what we'd heard.
Yeah.
Because that was a very sad day.
Yes, very sad. Very, very sad. Okay, here's that picture. Okay, is it going to let me take it? Okay, yeah, this is going to, if you haven't seen this picture before, you're going to freak out. And I'd say the cartoonist did a pretty fair job, I'd say. Is it not showing up? Oh, I might have to do a screenshot of this. I might have to do a screenshot of it. So let me do a screenshot. And that should appear over here. Yeah. So it's been raining here. How's it been by you, Austin, and Max?
It's been a rainy, kind of a rainy weekend. It's got a lot of rain here, and
yeah,
do some driving in the rain. So wasn't very it wasn't very pleasant.
How about you, Max?
There's been a little pop up here and there, but nothing major.
Okay, I'm ready to share this now. I got it. I found it. And here's a screen share. I love doing the screen share. All the kids are doing it. There it is. Popeye. The cartoon and the inspiration for the character. Wow. It doesn't show his arms.
Popeye drawn by I keep thinking it's Max Fleischer Studios, but I don't know if that's Fleischer or Fisher.
It's probably Fleischer.
It does look a lot like him,
doesn't he?
Yeah, there is a similarity, quite a similarity.
Yeah. As much as you could. I mean, I was pretty shocked when I first saw it. Wow. Pretty amazing.
Those aliens who don't understand fiction would really have their trouble getting their minds around that.
Yeah.
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 Think about what the alien looking down at some of our creations are thinking. Like, what is that? What's that all about?
Yeah, they probably think we're keeping all these animated characters locked up somewhere in servitude or something. There's slave race or something.
There was one science fiction novel I saw where the aliens decide to just basically destroy the whole human race because they got offended by Star Trek.
What?
Wow.
They considered Star Trek to be imperialism. So they just basically just zap the planet Earth and kill everyone. A tiny little handful of survivors.
I don't like that.
Let me guess, to make a highway.
Yeah, Abby says that's a good likeness. Looks like Robin Williams is coming back around. Oh yeah? Robin Williams is coming back around? Oh, the picture of Popeye. I thought that, when that movie came out with Robin Williams as Popeye, I thought he did a stellar job as Popeye.
Yeah, that was great.
And what bothered me was the woman who played Olive Oil got all of the press. Oh, she makes such a great olive oil. Wait a minute. Look at him, though. No one said a word. No one said a word about. They even made his big arms hairy. Those so funny. It was good. It was good.
Yeah, the movie Robin Williams, the character Robin Williams was portraying in the movie is really more like the guy on the right there.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like he had that photograph and knew that had been the model for Popeye, so that was the look he was trying to achieve. I believe that's what happened there.
Probably, yeah. And he did a great job.
You'd have a lot of.
He did a great
job. Of trouble trying to. You'd have a lot of trouble trying to duplicate the cartoon face.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cartoon
it's a great cartoon. It's a great cartoon, though. I mean, it really is the Popeye cartoon. You gotta love it. For nothing else, it made kids love to try spinach.
Yeah, and the Max Fleischer Studios, I believe, they were about as innovative or more so than Disney was in the same time period.
Yeah, there were a lot of them
in its day, in its heyday.
You ever see the picture of the Warner Brothers? There was 4 of them. They looked like mobsters. I think they were mobsters. A couple of them died, and they got to split the money between only 2 of them instead of 4. Yeah. 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 So it was weird when Facebook was down today. It was down like most of the day, along with WhatsApp and Instagram. And I think even Telegram was down, a few other things. It wasn't just Facebook, but yeah, all kind of speculation about what it might be.
Today, you say?
Yeah, today, worldwide, went down for most of the day.
Stock market.
The stock crashed. Yeah, the stock market crashed a little bit too, I think. I'm not
Well,
sure.
you know, Trump filed a suit against Twitter.
Yeah. I heard someone
Yeah.
said that Trump's Facebook page is back online, but I checked, I couldn't find it. But someone said that it was. That might be what this is about too, because he recently asked for his Twitter account back. Just yesterday, he's asking for his Twitter account back.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
Now, what became of the story that he was going to create his own website, his own social media type website?
Well, I think
what became of that?
Everything in due time. I think it's all this divine timing. It's some kind of scary 3D chess he's playing. So I think everything is going to come to fruition at the same time. And this is like master planning at its best, I think. That's my opinion. I don't know. I could be wrong. But that's my feeling. Yeah.
Well, of course, David Wilcock, I managed to get through his recent 4-hour presentation without falling asleep.
Oh, yeah.
I can't believe it.
Uh-huh.
But he was just saying that he claims that the deep state is trying to surrender right now.
Oh, yeah?
That's what he claims. I don't know how he does. Obviously, he doesn't give anything you could hang your hat on, you know, to make you believe it's true. But he gives some really cool stuff about his new facility. It's some kind of a base that they bought. It's got at least 2 machine shops. He's telling it's in Arizona. I think it's at least 500,000 square feet, the building.
Yeah.
He's giving all these clues about it. He's got a contract now to repair some kind of MiG jets.
Yeah.
This new guy that's the technical wizard is named Ben.
Okay. So
he's supposedly expert of anything powered propulsion.
So David Wilcock's gonna have all kinds of high-tech new products coming out, huh? Is that what you're saying?
That's what he claims.
Well, he might, but he doesn't have the time machine.
Right.
like we got here, like the truth questers have access to. And there's 3 of them out there that were sold already. And so people in the audience have been time traveling. How do you like that?
Have anybody heard from them?
I have not heard
from them since, or have they got lost in the future?
I think they went so far in the future, we're not going to probably hear from them again. I don't know. I hope we do.
Because they can't go back.
Can't go back. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. Okay. No surrender. We'll never surrender, never back down, never give up. No.
Not for us, but we hope the deep state surrenders.
Right. You know what? I heard
one way or another, the system is going to crash.
Yeah. Well,
because it's a corrupt system. It's got to crash to lead way to a new system. So everybody should have prepared with some food and some water and other supplies.
Mm-hmm.
Because the way I look at it, that's got to happen.
What I'm looking for is like a little handbook on weeds in your backyard you can eat, because I think that's where it's going to happen. Yeah. Except in the wintertime. Yeah.
This is crazy. I never knew this. I planted Brussels sprouts one time.
Yeah.
I never grown them before, and I was very dismayed because I planted them in the spring, and they grew so slow. I said, this is never going to be ready by fall.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't cut it down or anything, And in the wintertime, there's all, there was snow everywhere. And one green plant, I had only had one that planted, one green plant stood out. I didn't know what it was for the longest time until spring. It finally developed the Brussels sprouts.
Wow.
But all winter long, this thing was the only green thing you could see. It's like, what is this thing?
That's cool. There you go. You got a green thumb. You didn't even know it.
So Brussels sprouts grow the best in the winter. It's weird. It's like it stands out. You're like, you got all the starkness of snow around. You got, and there's this one green plant.
Wow.
Thriving. It looks like it's absolutely thriving in this cold.
That's cool.
I never heard of such a thing.
Uh-huh.
I stood amazed at that thing the whole winter long, and I didn't know what it was. I knew it was approximately the same place as this Brussels sprouts. The thing I planted, but I said, and I had no idea that it grows best in winter.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. Anybody want to farm in the winter? Plant Brussels sprouts.
There you go.
I have friends that grow garlic.
Yeah.
And it started as kind of they like garlic, but they threw a few in the backyard and in this swampy area, and they took off. And they said in a matter of a few years, it took over this huge swath of land. And they had so much garlic, they didn't know what to do with it. So they said, well, collect it and we'll sell it.
Mm-hmm.
Now they earn like $200,000 a year garlic. I think there's an acre of land will give them $50,000 a year, basically. So they have like 4 acres that they harvest each year.
Mm-hmm.
And they said I think it was in 5 years that 4 acres will be completely refilled again, just from the natural spreading of the garlic.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a big enough swath of land. They just rotate which section they harvest.
Mm-hmm.
And now the whole family earns their living growing garlic.
And all the vampires stay far away.
Yeah.
So that works out.
It's supposedly incredibly easy. If you got the right land, it's incredibly easy to grow.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a weed. It takes over.
Uh-huh. Wow.
You can't stop it once you start getting the critical mass of it. You can't stop it. It just grows like that.
Wow. We're looking at a close-up picture of Jupiter again. This is one that has not been duplicated and mirrored. This is a raw picture from NASA. So, and the white parts in the middle there, that's frozen water vapor in the upper atmosphere. It appears as white in the upper clouds of Jupiter. That's what they say it is. But yeah, you can see all kinds of organic images in this stuff. It's so much fun to play around with, to look at this stuff. So much beauty and
I can't remember the chemicals that are causing those other colors in Jupiter's atmosphere. I know it's methane, ammonia, and hydrogen that you find in Jupiter, but I hadn't heard that the white clouds were water vapor.
Yeah, it's probably just oil-based paint and also water-based paint mixed together. That's what it looks like. All coagulating around. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful planet. It's like probably the prettiest colors of any planet we got. It's got every color. but deadly. It's deadly. Can't go there. And the dogs always appear in the videos, and I can't wait till my son takes these dogs. Yeah. Anyway,
I thought that was about to happen imminently.
that's what I'm hoping for too. Yeah, I keep crossing everything that crosses, including my eyes. Yeah. Yes. I got to do it. Got to.
Well, it's Elena Danan on the Exopolitics website is saying that some sort of meeting occurred and a city in the clouds of Jupiter, where the galactics met with representatives from Earth to hammer out some sort of treaty.
Yeah.
And it's all just sweetness and light to hear her, and it's a fantastic story, and I certainly would like to be able to believe it. But
yeah.
I haven't heard any correlation for anybody else. I haven't heard Gory Good comment on any of that stuff that she says.
Well, his story is in opposition of her story, so they don't really mesh with each other. And so, I don't know. I tend to believe Corey. I don't put a lot of stock in channelers, people who channel like that. That's just me personally. For one thing, is it their imagination? For another thing, is it a bad entity? I mean, how do you know? I mean, you just don't know. So here's another picture of Jupiter.
I have to agree with you on that. I have to agree with you.
Yeah.
But this Elena Danan lady, she's written 2 books, and she illustrates them with her own pen and ink drawings.
Yeah, I've seen some of that. I think she makes good yogurt, I think.
See, the thing is, she had the opportunity to convince people if she'd show some kind of image of this implant she supposedly has.
Oh, well.
So.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
there are testable parts of her story if someone would choose to do so,
I would like
so she has an implant, maybe they could do an MRI and find out.
I'd like someone who does these body language analysis to check her out to see what they say. That's what I would like to see. I mean, I don't know if that would be conclusive either, but it would be nice if someone says true. But you know what? There's millions of people. There's millions of aliens. There could be 2 different stories that are both true. There's millions of them. There's not just one group of aliens, and not just one federation or whatever. So both could be true, I suppose. There's millions of other beings out there. Isn't this a beautiful picture?
There's a process called psychological stress evaluation where they analyze the voice of a person for evidence of lying.
Sure,
that could be applied also. Some of the whistleblower testimony.
Yeah.
To check truth or falsehood. There was some show on television recently, one of these documentary things where they did that with the recorded testimony of people like Jesse Marcel and other witnesses to the Roswell UFO crash. And this show was proclaiming that the psychological stress evaluation testing they were doing from the recorded voices. Now these are from witnesses who are now deceased, but that it all checked out that Jesse Marcel was perfectly honest.
I got to talk to his son for a while.
Really?
I was asking him questions about his father and whatever. And
that's nice.
Of course, this one he was a doctor in, I think it was at Montana or Wyoming or something like that.
Okay.
I talked to him, and he was a very nice guy. I really enjoyed talking with him. So he was very open. Says, "Okay, call back anytime. I love to talk about the subject." Up to a number of people.
You know what? I posted that picture up a little while ago of me and my father. When I was a kid, my dad would take us three kids. Sometimes he'd take us with him when he went to go visit his friend Herman. And his friend Herman was an inventor. And he had all these gadgets, to open up jars with and bottles with, and he had all these little gadgets. But in his garage, he was working on his pet project, which was a perpetual motion machine. And back then, this was like in the late 60s, early 70s. He'd gotten it to go for like 6 days, but then it stopped. So he was always working it. We were so fascinated by that. I think that experience of going over there and being exposed to him as an inventor really, really affected me a lot. I really wanted to be an inventor. And I have also made some magnet motors that are very, very interesting and go for a long time. I'll have to break those out and start putting that back together again. Yeah, that was really interesting. I wonder what Herman, how far he got on that. I don't even remember what his last name is. But
Munster?
Herman Munster, no. He was a real nice old guy, a real nice old guy. One of my dad's friends. So yeah, if she has this implant in her head, that's easy enough to find out. I mean, just put her in an MRI, boom, you got it. If it's there, if it's not, I don't know. But I haven't really watched. I watched her just briefly, and I couldn't watch very much of it. I can't tell you why. I was unable to suffer through it. I couldn't. Couldn't do it.
I had a teacher in high school that showed me an interesting trick. He had a aluminum block, like 3/4 of an inch thick, and he had just a coil of wire, a copper wire, kind of held together with like rubber bands or something to keep it in a coil shape. He says, "I want to show you something. I'll let you figure it out how it works." And he plugged it into this power supply, and it's a variable frequency AC generator. So he turns this on, and he pops it on, and all you hear initially is it's humming like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, "Now watch as I change the frequency." And he starts dialing it up, and all of a sudden you start seeing movement of the coil, and all of a sudden it pops up in the air, and it starts bouncing up and down. And he says, "Now let me adjust it a little," and he adjusts it, and it's perfectly levitating above the aluminum. He says, "Now tell me how it works."
Mm.
And well, we couldn't figure it out at the time. So he tells us what's going on. He says, "Well, the field is alternating and creating a magnetic field, and that magnetic field is inducing currents in the equal and opposite direction in the aluminum below."
Mm-hmm.
And it says, but it lags, and because it lags, the two fields repel each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, "Now when I turn this thing off, don't touch that aluminum block because it's very hot because of all the current that was induced in it." But that got me thinking a long time. I was contemplating, anti-gravity and all that for a long, long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And actually the experiment that led to my time machine was something that demonstrated anti-gravity. And it was originally not meant to be any such, it's not an experiment with anti-gravity at all. It was a chemical experiment. And it just all of a sudden, there's a magnetic stir bar. It levitated off the bottom of the liquid.
Okay.
And everybody I showed it to said, I don't know what it is, but it's something important. I had college professors look at it, and they said, "We've never seen anything like that in our life. We don't know what that is." And well, the big story is nothing major happened until one day I was experimenting with it, and I touched it, and that's when, well, I didn't remember any of this until I hit my head. Didn't remember any of this until I hit my head. But a voice came in my head and says, "You must declare yourself for all time." That's what it said.
Okay.
And somehow I knew what that meant. And then basically I said, I declare for all time that I'm for the side of good, and I want a future for mankind that's healthy, and Star Trek like future that's healthy and positive.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't, like I said, I didn't remember any of that until I hit my head. And all of a sudden, I was seeing images of myself in places that I never knew I had ever been.
Okay.
And things like that. I was suddenly had knowledge of things, of how to do things, like anti-gravity, some of the things I have relayed to people here.
Uh-huh. Wow.
About muons and
Interesting.
airs and how anti-gravity works, and much more than that even. I had knowledge of how one could produce a image like a kind of like a computer monitor, but created by the mind in the air above you. It's like a holographic image that one can create with the mind. That will display whatever you tell you want to display. Kind of like what they have talked about with these. What is it? The chronovisor.
Yeah.
It's something that you can pull up on demand. It's not a technology per se. A technology of consciousness.
Okay. Wow. Technology of consciousness.
There's many layers of that story that I kind of like to tell, but afraid to tell.
Okay. Well, don't want you to spill something that might get you in danger.
Well, it's partially that, but it's also partially you say all these things and people look at you strange anyway.
Sure. Yeah.
You don't need to, to some extent, I see the proof of the pudding in my own life, and to some extent, it doesn't matter what someone else thinks,
Mm-hmm.
But yet you live in a world where, it does matter, because if all your friends around you look at you like Looney Tunes, it's not a pleasant thing.
Mm-hmm.
But,
I'm used to that.
when you have to explain to your parents that you think you're a time traveler, imagine that conversation. I've had to do that, and to my surprise, we actually had a feeling that they had more to add to the story. So I thought I was going to get pushback, and we need to send you to somebody. We need to have you checked out and have you tested, kind of thing. But no, I didn't get that response at all.
Yeah. Well, good.
So So I'll tell you, the 149 has something it's coded for my name, so just to let you know.
Okay.
That's why I asked for the gematria on that. So anyway, so I was interested in what it had to say.
Oh, you want me to look it up now?
Well, you can if you want, but
Okay, hold on.
you did it already earlier.
Did. Oh, 149. Okay, yeah, okay. Good. I can't remember. I can't remember. I have like a RAM brain, it keeps reusing the same, erasing it.
I don't remember everything. I mean, the first one was Angel Michael, and then there was something I don't remember. But anyway.
Okay, all right. Well, it's
I
all
thought it was interesting because that's what David Wilcock keeps talking about, that he's channeling the Angel Michael.
Yeah.
And then, of course, he keeps talking about he thinks he's a father of anti-gravity, or one of the fathers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, interesting stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parallels from some of the things that he says and what I'm doing and feeling. And so that's one of the things that intrigues me a lot about what he says.
Mm-hmm. He's a very interesting guy, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I do follow his work, trying to understand where he's coming from, and so. But there is some supporting evidence of some of the claims I make, but again, I can't tell you about it.
Okay.
Not yet. I guess when the deep state is corralled, probably could say something, but it's really not that important. It's not about me anyway. So.
Wow.
So I don't think it's that important. It's our consciousness, our combined consciousness is what is winning this battle. So
yeah,
no one person is any more important than another.
That's right.
We are all very important. Yeah.
Yeah. Every frog is important. I'm showing a picture up now. It's one of those mirrored images, and it's a mirrored image of a beautiful nebula out in space. And it's quite interesting. It's very, very visually interesting, let's just say.
Well, that one does look like a face. It's like it's like a face of a hound dog or an animal.
Yeah, you can see lots of faces in this stuff. That's very interesting. Very interesting. So yeah, so that's what that is. Let's check out the chat here and see what's happening over here. Okay, Operation Shutdown says, I watched that Dave Wilcock stream too. It was interesting stuff, if he can pull it off. Well, it's an interesting leap to take. It's a very exciting leap to take. I'm glad he's doing it. That's awesome.
Well, he is definitely going for it. He is definitely trying. He says he's got the financing for this project. They just bought a building, which he's revealed is a part of a base somewhere in Arizona.
Yeah.
It's big. It's got two machine shops. He says he's got a contract for restoring some kind of a MiG plane.
Oh my goodness. But he doesn't have a time. He doesn't have a time machine like I got. It's certainly not for the price I got it.
No.
Boy. No. Yeah. A little bit of friendly competition there. Not going to be too. It's okay. Friendly competition is okay. So we wish him all the luck in the world.
Yeah, he claims, of course, that we're going to see some of that evidence that he's going to put out there for free.
Okay.
We'll see some of it.
Well, that's good. That'd be good. That'd be great.
So
interesting.
All the more power to him. He claims that he's got the go ahead. He's met with people in the military. He's got the go ahead to produce these hover cars.
Cool.
That they won't fight him,
Mm-hmm.
They won't give him what is it, the bullet or the whatever that phrase he uses.
Well, did I tell you about the car I developed? It too is a revolutionary new kind of a car, and it does not use any gasoline or anything to power it. It's a breakthrough revelation. Let me show it to you on the screen here. It's a breakthrough.
Is it Invisigar?
No. It's the Flipsters. They're hardwood wheels, Flipsters. And they have a nice little foil on the back. And when it's on a hard surface, you flip that foil and it pops a wheelie, it flips around and it goes really fast. And they're wood. There's no gas. So it's clean. It's a clean energy car, kid powered.
That sounds like Pinewood Derby car.
Yes, like a little pinewood, and you can decorate them too. Look at this with stickers, and this one is actually food dye. You can use food dye, so it's safe for the kids, or paint, whatever you want to do. It's like a blank canvas. It's hardwood. It lasts forever. These things are great. Flipsters. So there you go. So David's not the only one producing automobiles. There you go. Yeah.
I used to make all kinds of model airplanes and model rockets
Yeah.
when I was younger.
Oh, yeah. Model building is fun. Model building is a lot of fun. Well, Austin, what else is new in your world? Any books that you've read that are coming true or anything, or anything's happening?
Something occurred to me that I didn't mention to you earlier. A time I called earlier and talked about the author Frank Scully.
Oh yeah.
Frank Scully wrote the first book ever about UFO crash recoveries.
Yeah.
In 1950.
Okay.
Well, of course, that book pretty much put a big period at the end of his career. I mean, they came down on him like a ton of bricks after that book was published. So there wasn't much more heard from Frank Scully. But before that book was published, Frank Scully's basic claim to fame as an author was that he wrote humor books, and he did write joke books.
Oh, wow.
Now, this would have been back in the 40s or 30s, and I have no idea whether it's possible to obtain any of these old books of his. But that'd be a treasure trove of old jokes, since you seem to enjoy old-fashioned, what are called dad jokes.
Yeah,
that would be a treasure trove for that type of humor.
I probably already know those
earlier work.
I probably already know those old jokes because all my jokes are old. I buy them secondhand at the secondhand store. They're real cheap.
Yeah. This would be extremely hard to find because I've never paid attention to them. I've always just been focused on that crashed UFO book of his.
Yeah, wow.
So the thought when I was talking about that author earlier, that thought just hadn't occurred to me at all.
Oh wow. Okay. Interesting. Well, it looks like Celestial Soul likes the cars. Thank you, Celestial Soul. What are you going to say, Max?
Oh, I was gonna say. Oh, well, I'm trying to remember. And I just had a brain fart. Sorry.
It happens. Every day it happens. So yeah, let me see if I have anything else over here in my little bag of tricks here. See if there's something else that I have been wanting to show. La 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 la. Here's an interesting UFO picture. Now this picture, uh-oh. This picture is, there's actually a color version of this picture, and I don't know where that is, but this is a black and white picture of this image of a UFO taken in the 60s. And it's quite a good picture, actually. I wonder if it's showing up. I have to check this.
That's the Paul Vila photograph.
Oh, yeah, that's the name. Yeah. Thank you. Sometimes I can't remember the names of all these people. But yeah. Oops. So yeah, it's a very interesting UFO. It's not your typical flying saucer. It's like I've never seen any other ones like that, but look how really cool that thing looks. I mean, it's pretty darn cool. And these pictures, folks, were taken back before you could manipulate a photograph, all right? So it was really up there in the sky. And this one just seems really kind of magical to me, doesn't it? I really like this one. But like I said, this is a color picture. For some reason, this one's just black and white. I don't know why. Yeah.
Paul Vila produced a series of photographs. I think he was a contactee of the maybe late 50s or early 60s period, early to mid 60s. And I don't know what eventually became of him.
Right. Well, like all of them, they end up getting vilified because, you know, they get attacked personally because they can't attack the message. They go for the messenger, and they'll always attack UFO people. That's just their MO. That's what they do. They're trying to keep a secret, and they're pretty desperate to keep it as long as they can, forever. But yeah, getting late for you, Mud Rabbit. Yeah, it's getting late for me too. What do you guys say we wrap this baby up? Shall we? Austin?
Yeah, it's time for me to plug my phone in.
All right. I really want to
I have a dying battery here. I better.
Thanks for calling.
Just sign off.
Thank you for calling in.
Well,
really appreciate having you.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. I had a good time. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night, Aaron.
Talk to you soon. Bye. All right. All right, Max. And thank you too for calling in. I really appreciate it. We always love hearing from you. And someday maybe we'll see your time machine, all the things that you invented. Very interesting. Yeah. And I want to also a special thanks to all the mods that are super modular. Thank you very much. You guys rock. You guys are the best. And thank you for joining us. For the people who came for the first time, we love having you here. Tell all your friends. We do it Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and sometimes on a weekend day too. So 3 days a week plus a weekend day. Right around 9-ish, 10-ish, central-ish. And we go live. So subscribe, hit that bell, and you'll know when we're live. and you can come join us and call in and have a lot of fun. This is Aaron Moriarty, your host, wishing you a fine evening. Keep those cameras ready. Keep your phones ready to take those UFO pictures so you can come on to the Truth Quest and talk about it. Peace.